going to do is I'm going to turn to all of our panelists one by one, just for some final words, little sound bite, so to speak, or final piece of advice from each particular panelist to leave you with. So I'm going to turn to Jonathan first. If you'd like to leave us with some words of wisdom.
Well, just really to say good luck to everybody who's in the process of in their studies and hunting for pupillage and training contract. The best piece of advice I think I could suggest is try your hardest to try and get some practical experience of any area of law that you want to practice in, whether it's family or something else. Practical experience is one of the key things that chambers and solicitors look for, as well as having all the personal skills that we've talked about. So try and get some of that, whether it's through a mini pupillage, which I know are difficult to get at the moment, given all the problems that are going on, or a paralegal position or something like that. Anything like that will help your application. And I would suggest that you even if it's not a full-time position, it's just the occasional work, then that will stand you in good stead, I would suggest.
Thank you. Fazeela, any final words?
I think I probably have two main tips. Be authentic and be resilient. So I think one thing we probably haven't mentioned today is the road to a training contract and the road to pupillage is difficult. And I think we need to acknowledge that it's not something that everybody succeeds at. And it's not something that you can just decide on the day, this is what you want to do. It's about this dedicated decision that you've made, backed up by the experience that you've gained, and backed up by a sincere interest and genuine interest in the area. One thing that I think is particularly important is don't be put off by the solicitors and barristers that you see. If you feel like you are not reflected in the people that you see, don't let that put you off, because you have something to bring as a barrister, regardless of your background, regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of your opportunities that you had in life. You have something to bring. And if you genuinely believe that you have something to bring the profession, you have a genuine interest, work on that, use that, because that, I think, makes a difference. And I think particularly when I was going through this process, I didn't see many Asian female barristers at all, but I didn't let that stop me from becoming the barrister that joining the profession that I wanted to. You have to have that belief, and that's why I say be authentic. Don't be the barrister you see on TV, be the barrister that you see yourself being. And on the resilience point, don't be put off by it either. We acknowledge it's a really difficult thing to do, but you've got to take steps. Be prepared for the rejections, be prepared for the knockdowns, and work out, right, this was the no. What do I do to get to the yes? It's a marathon, not a sprint, somebody said to me. And good luck with it all.
Yeah, very inspirational words there. Antonia, anything to leave us with?
That's a very tough act to follow, because absolutely everything that Fazeela said I would completely agree with. I think it's about being authentic, showing your personality, particularly in your applications, and being yourself, and don't be afraid of rejection. We've all been through it. I applied for about 6 or 7 training contracts before I finally got a yes. So just keep going, that's all I would say.
Brilliant. Shabab, any final words?
I think I echo what Antonia and Fazeela have said. If I could just stress, failure is, I think, a natural part of this. Very, very few people get to where they want to be in this profession without having failed or without having gotten things when they wanted to. So if you're not getting the interviews, or if perhaps you are doing the interviews and you're not getting to where you want to be, don't be disheartened. Do take care of your mental health. Like we've said, well-being is sort of the buzzword, but it is quite important. You need to take care of yourself. One of the things that helped me was actually reflecting on the reasons why I wasn't getting to where I wanted to be. So if that's a lack of practical experience, then look to see what you can do and come back as a stronger candidate next time. But yeah, that would be sort of my few parting words.
Brilliant. And Callum, would you like to finish us off tonight?
Right. friend and learned friends have made all the salient points for me. It's pretty much like being in the Guardian brief, as I've got nothing else to add. But yeah, everything that's been said, resilience, sticking at it, you'll get what you may not get where you want to be at the end of this process, but the process itself will be character building. And you know, I can't promise that you'll all get pupils. I can't promise that you'll all get training contracts. But there's a certain character in trying and sticking at it. Inevitably, and I wish you all the best of luck. That some of you, not all of you, will become barristers or solicitors or whatever it is you choose to do with your lives. It is an incredibly rewarding profession to be part of. It's also incredibly frustrating. And actually, what was being said about failure, if you can't deal with failure, I mean, 50% of your professional life is going to be failure because you're not going to win everything. So you need to have a particular constitution for it, but I'd say keep your head high and keep going at it, because eventually, hopefully, you'll get to where you want to be.
Brilliant. Great advice from all of our panelists there. I think what we can see, you learn a lot more through your losses than you do through your wins. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming along tonight. Thank you particularly to the panelists. Thank you for your questions, and I hope it's been an enjoyable evening for you. We do have one more Q&A session, same time next week, 7 o'clock on Wednesday. The final session is going to be on personal injury and clinical negligence. If you've not signed up for it and you want to, go onto the website speedmooting.com and you can sign up for that event. I'd like to say a final thank you to everyone, and we'll see you again next time. Thank you.